Hello and welcome. If you're a nonprofit leader, you know that time is one of your most precious resources. So today, we're going to dive into something really practical: how to use AI to automate those repetitive tasks that eat up your team's day so you can get back to the work that actually drives your mission forward. Let's jump right in.
So let me just start by asking you this. I want you to really think about it. All that data entry, the scheduling, the simple reporting, how many hours is your team really losing to that stuff every single week? I bet if you added it all up, the number would be a little shocking.
You can think of all those little tasks as a kind of hidden time thief. It's not just about inefficiency, It's a constant drain on your team's energy and focus, and it's actively pulling them away from the big, important work that your community really needs from you.
But there is a really powerful solution. And the best way to think about AI automation isn't as some kind of replacement for your team. Not at all. Think of it more like a supportive co-pilot, a tool that handles all the routine, predictable stuff so your people can truly shine and focus on what they do best. So, why does this matter so much, especially for a nonprofit? Well, it's because automation has a direct line to mission success. For starters, it frees up your team for the critical work that only humans can do. It also cuts down on the risk of human error in those routine tasks. And maybe most importantly, it creates more time for genuine, meaningful engagement with your donors and the community you serve.
Okay, so how do you actually do this? It's definitely not about just going out and buying some fancy new software. A really successful automation plan is built on a solid foundation. So let's look at the 3 pillars you need to get this right.
These are the 3 core ideas that are going to guide your entire journey. It all starts with strategy. That's your why. Why are we even doing this? Then comes implementation. That's the how. How are we going to get it done? And finally, measurement, which is all about proving that it's actually working. Let's break each of those down.
First up is strategy. This is absolutely critical. This is where you connect every single idea for automation directly back to your organization's core mission. You have to ask that fundamental question: what are we really trying to achieve, and how is this specific tool going to help us get there faster or better?
Next up, implementation. Okay, this is where the rubber really meets the road. It's the practical, hands-on work of choosing the right tools, getting your team excited and on board, and managing the whole process to turn that beautiful plan into a reality. This part takes real discipline and, honestly, a lot of clear communication.
And finally, measurement. How do you even know if all this effort is paying off? You track it. This means setting up what we call key performance indicators, or KPIs. Don't let the jargon scare you. It's just the specific numbers you're going to watch, like hours saved per week. This lets you show real, tangible results, which, as you know, is absolutely crucial for building confidence with your board and your donors.
Okay, so we've covered the what, those 3 big pillars. Now let's get into the how. Here is a super practical 6-step roadmap that you can actually follow to bring automation to life inside your organization.
Think of this as your playbook. First, you've got to take an honest look at where you are right now. Then, define what success actually looks like in numbers. Number 3, get your whole team and your board involved from the very beginning. So important. Then implement in small, manageable chunks. Don't try to boil the ocean. Make sure you invest in training. And finally, keep a close eye on your results and always be ready to tweak your approach.
Now, look, like any new project, the path to automation has some best practices that'll make your life easier and a few common challenges to look out for. So let's talk about how to navigate this whole journey. Here it is, the single most important rule. Always, always, always start with strategy. Making sure everyone, your team, your board, your biggest supporters, is aligned on the why before you even start, well, it prevents so many headaches down the line. Trust me on this.
So, what happens if you skip that step? You get misalignment. It's a classic problem. One department is pulling this way, another is pulling that way, priorities start to clash, and your brilliant automation project just grinds to a halt. It's a totally avoidable challenge. All right, the next best practice is to be relentless about focusing on value. For every single project, you have to be able to clearly answer the question, how does this help our mission? If you can't answer that question easily, it's probably the wrong project to be working on right now. And let's be real, this focus on value is extra important in the nonprofit world. We all know you're dealing with resource constraints, budgets and staffing are tight, so by prioritizing projects that deliver that clear, measurable value, you're making a powerful case for the resources you need, and you're making sure every single dollar and every single hour is spent wisely.
And remember, long-term success isn't just about the technology, it's always about the people. Investing in training and empowering your team to actually use these new tools, that's what turns a short-term project into a long-term strength for your whole organization.
Of course, change can be hard. People get comfortable, right? We all do. The key to overcoming that natural resistance is empathy. Educate your team, show them exactly how this is going to make their jobs better, not harder. And here's a pro tip. Invite your biggest skeptics to be part of the team that finds the solution. It works wonders.
Wow, we've covered a lot of ground, haven't we? From high-level strategy all the way down to those on-the-ground challenges. So let's pull it all together and just summarize the key things you need to remember to unlock your mission's true potential.
So, if you only remember a few things, let it be these. 1. Success starts with a clear strategy. 2. You prove it by measuring what matters. 3. You sustain it by investing in your people. 4. You improve it over time by being willing to adapt. And 5. You have to wrap it all in good governance to keep your organization safe while you innovate.
I'll leave you with one final thought to chew on. Just imagine for a second, all those hours that are currently spent on repetitive tasks are suddenly back in your team's hands. What could you achieve? What new heights could your mission reach? That right there, that's the real promise of all this.